All right, so this is going to be the last challenge problem here. And this one, it's got a lot of simplification we've got to do. So I'm starting over here on the example, and what I'm looking for is things that I can simplify. So I see on the top here, I have this 2 that can distribute through the parentheses. And so I'm going to keep the 18 there. And then I'm going to have, let's see here, use red. X to the 5th squared. And what we know is that we can multiply those exponents, so that gives us x to the 10th. Then I have y cubed squared. And again, we can multiply those exponents. 3 times 2 makes 6. And so that would be y to the 6th power. Now I'm looking at the bottom here and seeing what I can simplify. So I have this 3x cubed squared. So I can do another distributing the exponent through. So I take this 2 and I'm distributing it to the 3. That gives us 3 squared, which is 9. Then I have x cubed squared. I have to change the color there. So x cubed squared, that would be 3 times 2, which makes 6, just like we had up above here. And then I have this y to the 10th still hanging out. Now this isn't all the way simplified because I still have x's and y's in different places and numbers in different places that I can bring together. And what's true is that we can actually separate this into 3 separate fractions. We have 18 over 9, we have x to the 10 over x to the 6th, and we have y to the 6th over y 10. So first I'm going to take the numbers here. 18 divided by 9 is 2. Now I'm taking the x's. X to the 10th divided by x to the 6th. What we know from the quotient rule is that we can subtract those exponents. 10 minus 6 is 4. And so here, that would become x to the 4th. And then lastly, I have y to the 6th over y to the 10th. Now, 6 minus 10, because again, we're doing the quotient rule, 6 minus 10, that gives us negative 4. And so you can write that with the negative exponent. But we can also technically write this using the fraction exponent, and so putting it underneath a fraction there. So I'm just going to show you another way you can write this. You don't have to write it this way, but it's, good to see how things can be written in different ways, just for your own interest. So we have the 2 and the x to the 4th, but this negative exponent there, what we know is that that really means 1 over y to the 4th. And so 1 times 2x to the 4th is just 2x to the 4th. And so we don't need to really put a 1 on there. We would put the y to the 4th underneath. And so these 2 statements here, these mean the same thing. And I honestly don't care which way you write it. Other teachers or professors might, but I don't care. So those mean the same thing as each other. All right, so that is all of the stuff about rules of exponents. Later in the week, we'll start talking about exponential equations. But for now, this was just kind of a review of some of the things you learned your freshman year, plus a little bit more that can be helpful going forward. All right, so have a lovely day. You can try this problem here on the next screen.